So my name is Verweij. I'm Dutch. It's a Dutch name. I'm managing director of Trelleborg, gas transfer department, and dealing with gas, obviously. But before I start going into what I'm doing, let's quickly introduce Trelleborg. Trelleborg is one of the world leaders in polymer solutions. Let's call it rubber. We have over 24,000 employees located in more than 40 different countries, more than 100 factories around the world where we produce all kind of rubber stuff. Don't ask me what, because I'm definitely not a rubber specialist. Today's agenda, where I want to take you with, is Trelleborg gas transfer, the solution we have for the shipping industry, how to optimize your operations, how we see what we can mean to you, we call that our 4 main pillars, and what our solution is for the industry. Now, when I made this presentation, I was counting on 30 minutes, so I will go quite fast over the slides. First of all, I'm part of marine and infrastructure, and well, we are next to marine system and before navigation and piloting. But having said that, gas transfer is looking to all these different items. So we're looking into gas transfer itself. Think about hoses, emergency release couplings. But besides that, we're also looking into docking and mooring, how to bring vessels together and how to optimize that. Our footprint, quite worldwide, except for Africa. Very well located in Asia. So what is gas transfer? How do we see it? Well, it's a group of products which we combine in the most efficient way. As I already said, we have couplings, we have a complete transfer system for LNG, but also for ammonia, also for hydrogen. Well, that's still under development. And for any other fuel, both fossil or non-fossil. And besides that, we have a couple of other items, like emergency shutdown links, what we called ship-to-ship link, safety links, in order to prevent any catastrophic failures. And besides that, we have many other topics to cover. Now, gas transfer. We talk about gas transfer, it's in the shipping industry, it's called ship-to-ship transfer operations, LNG. The first operation ever done was in 2006 in the Gulf of Mexico between 2 big LNG carriers called, at that time, regasification vessel, nowadays called FSRU. And since then, the world has changed a lot. Not only because the industry requested, there was a certain demand from the industry, but also political things have changed a lot over the past years. And all of that brought us to the situation where we are now. LNG is both a fuel, it's an energy source, and at the moment there are multiple operations around the world every day handling LNG. So we split it in large scale and small scale. I'm not going to get in detail on this. But on all these projects, you need a transfer system. So we bring companies together and we make it, and we call it, optimizing gas transfer. We provide, in our view, of course, a complete and best solution for both a receiver and a supplier. Why? Well, as I already said, the world is changing. Look at how LNG is growing in demand. Nowadays, a few years ago, we had 1,000 LNG-fueled vessels. We expect, and not only we as Trelleborg, but the industry expect by 2030, over 3,500 LNG-fueled vessels. And a few years later, goes up even more. Do we then still consider LNG purely as a transition fuel? Yeah, maybe, but how long does a transition take? Good question. Maybe somebody can answer that. Obviously, the investments done on LNG are very, very big, so it will stay here for another 20, 30, 40 years. So why is it for us so important, and what can we offer to the industry? Well, based on the fact that we are, our systems can be found on most of the LNG bunker vessels nowadays, but also on most of the LNG-fueled vessels, we do have some experience, lessons learned, and all these elements. And we combine that to our 4 main pillars. First of all, we have operations optimization. What does it mean? Well, nowadays, think, and I do have a few samples later, think about if you want to bunker a vessel, and it's a cruise vessel, and it's in a beautiful environment, let's say Caribbean, where people don't want to see operations, they want to see the sunshine, a cocktail, and that's what they want to see. Not a vessel come along and do bunkering operations. So there are so many elements there that create challenges for a bunker vessel. That is why we say one of our main pillars is the first one, operations optimization. The second one, service and support. We think that a leader needs to provide not only equipment, but also service and support whenever and wherever it's needed. Obviously, we supply equipment, but we also provide crew training. So, our 4 main pillars. Let's dive into each of them. First of all, as I said, operation optimization. In the past, when I started back in 20 years ago in the LNG industry, ship-to-ship LNG was quite easy. You had 2 big LNG vessels, a hose in between, you connect the hose to the other manifold, job was done. Nowadays, we have a bunker vessel which needs to be moored next to in this case, a container vessel, but consider a cruise vessel, car carrier, whatever. Very challenging. So, why is it challenging? Well, because of several reasons. Because, and on the left you can see a cruise vessel, and on the right a bunker vessel, and you can see where that hose there left all the way down at the bottom is going to. It needs to connect somewhere underneath the balconies of the passengers. And also sometimes on the lifeboats. And still an operator needs to connect there. So this is why we say this is so challenging that the world needs companies who can do some optimization here. And also look at how that hatch looks like. Very small. And you still need to do everything there, the same as what you need to do on open deck when you have a hose and a crane and everything available. So very, very challenging. As a result of that, you can see failures. Why? Because it's not optimized enough. So we have been thinking, together with some partners in the industry, how to optimize things. And we came, for example, for this particular job, with a customer-driven solution. Well, this is a very small bunker crane, highly flexible. It operates in the Caribbean. And the funny thing was, I was there on board, and the passengers, who normally drink a nice cocktail or whatever, were actually watching there on the balcony, making pictures and movies as part of their holiday, expectations. So this was quite a nice job to do. You can see how that goes. It goes almost automatically. You do need some crew there, and you need some crew inside of the hatch, but it worked well. Another thing is, let's consider you're in a country where LNG has not a real infrastructure. With other words, you can import LNG and then, how to bring LNG to small off-takers, to local customers, to the industry. Together with one of our partners, Gas and Heat, we designed a bunkers kit which can connect to the manifold and then can do a bunkering, I would say a truck filling operation, directly from the vessel to the trucks. It can operate 6 trucks in one time. These are just some samples of what we do. Another thing what we have is intelligent vessel positioning, our captain system. The only thing you need are few small items and an iPad. And you need a small system, but it's a simple app, which you can get free. And with the help of that, you can monitor your vessel during, during connecting to another vessel, but also in crowded areas. You can monitor movements between the vessels. And all these things together optimize, again, an operation. Makes it safer as well and more efficient. We have some things to show on our booth in hall number 1, 1D53. So if you're interested, please come over and have a look there. The second thing is crew training. We provide training, both classroom style, but also digital. For that, we work again with a different company, Simwave, who can provide modules to operators. And we can measure the level of competence between both a receiver and a supplier. And the good thing there is that even if you sign in to your system, the receiving vessel, the receiver, can also see how experienced a crew is on board of the LNG bunker vessel, or the other way around, so that they know that there is no lack of knowledge between their operational knowledge, so that, again, an operation can be done safe and efficient. So I will quickly jump over these items. We look into a lot of things. Hose handling, yeah, but also vessel mooring, safe approaching vessels. How to deal with crew turnover, so changing crew. What are the key elements for a crew to dive into directly? How to operate post-transfer operations, liquid-free systems. What is LNG? That's a course as well. Because we all know it's cold, but it's boiling as well, with all its potential risks. The third one was service and support. We have specialized service engineers around the world. If I show you this next year or in the coming period, you will see more and more points popping up. What we do is combine knowledge with a service engineer. So you don't need separate service engineers coming for the ship-to-ship link and then somebody else doing the hose testing and then somebody else checking your fender or your mooring system. No, we are training service engineers who can do it all. So maybe they need to stay a bit longer on board, but you don't need multiple people. 1, 2, depending on the scope of work. And they are not only available from Europe or Asia, but we positioning them on locations where operations take place. And by doing that, we can rapidly respond all around the world. Inspections can be done proactive. You don't need to get people flying in everywhere. So also think about sustainability. Installation, commissioning, well, something obviously what can be planned way in front. So, but even that our service engineers can do. Maintenance, repair, and spare parts. Spare parts is always a challenging thing. We try to keep spare parts all around the world in all the big hubs, so that an operator, when he figures out that he has an issue, can be supported as quick as possible, and we don't need to send over spare parts around the world again. This is how it looks as today, but again, we are increasing here quite rapidly. And equipment. So our stand shows multiple different items what we have. It shows hoses, couplings, saddles, ship-to-ship links. The Safe Pilot system is there as well. This is an internet page, so if I had internet here, I could point out every single item here. But it's just to let you know that we are all around the vessel. So from what we see, Trelleborg is there to fulfill the needs of the industry. We help the industry to become more efficient and safer. Yeah, and by that, I want to conclude my talk. Thank you.